Hello everyone, it's Andy Glen here from SharksTV, welcoming you to another podcast, and this one it's a rather special one, a little bit different. I'm interviewing my good friend, Owen Blackstock. Owen, how are you doing, pal?
Good, Andy. Thank you for having me on. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I've no idea what we're going to talk about, have I, really?
Rubbish, it's what we do best.
It's what we do best, so everybody knows Owen from... Everybody knows Owen, just leave it at that. But he's obviously in charge of the streams now and doing the live commentary there. But let's go back to... how you got into hockey first? Because you're a big football fan as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. So hockey for me started 10 years ago this year, I think it is. Me and my friend were young 19-year-olds trying to stay away from the pub on a Saturday night, standing at Palmerston at half-time. And there was an announcement over the tannoy that there was an international tournament, ice hockey on next door, which obviously Dumfries had loads of since. And if you take your ticket stub for the football, get into the ice hockey for free, and that's where it started, really. Me and my pal came along, we enjoyed it. I think, if I remember rightly, it was women's under-18s, but, you know, I quite enjoyed the game. We came back later on in the weeks, obviously, as you'll know, the World Championships run over a kind of 5-day period. And yeah, it started from there. Once the World Championships were finished up, we were down to a couple of Sharks games, and just never get me away from the place now.
It grabs you, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely does, yeah.
You've done a lot as well for the Sharks and for ice hockey in general. You've done loads of volunteering stuff. Give us an idea of some of the things you've been involved with.
It started off that I was part of the previous Supporters Association. Was on that for 2 or 3 years. When we moved away from that, I then helped with Martin videoing the games on an iPad for him to do his clips and his stats and all his coaching stuff that he'd done at the time. Done that for a couple of years, and then it was on to yourself with the radio. And
yeah, we done some radio and such. Like, you also done stuff at the World Championships as well, didn't you? What was you doing all that volunteer?
Yeah.
Are you doing this
year as well? Yeah, I'm volunteering this year as well, yeah. When the World's come, I try and get the time off work and help out as much as I can. So yeah, volunteering this year with some of the stats and the off-ice stuff as well, which I've always kind of helped out a bit with the Sharks as well, the off-ice side of things, goal judging and penalty boxes, and yeah, just anywhere I can help out. It's great to be part of a tournament. You know, being part of that big tournament is fantastic for the Ice Bowl, for the town as a whole, so to be involved and join in and help out with it, it's great fun, so I'm looking forward to December coming around.
That is great fun, isn't it? I mean, just talking about it there, I mean, 10 years ago, could you imagine doing what you're doing now?
No, exactly. That's it. It's one of them that we came along and we thought, if we don't like it, it's a free couple of hours passed, and I got hooked. My friend that came with me, fair play, comes along to the games. He's not as invested, certainly, as I was, and still am, but he still comes along to probably half a dozen games a year, certainly. So yeah, kind of the World Championships being here brought in 2 new fans, I suppose, that year.
Absolutely, and it's just it's what we say to our viewers every week is, you know, say like, share and subscribe. The reason for that is to try and get more people along to see the Sharks, see the content that we do. So again, like, share and subscribe this video for us. And last year we started doing some commentary together. We did some stuff.
We did.
And I have to say, you broke the internet at Bellingham. Tell us about that goal again.
That goal, Stuart Kerr from the point, 27 seconds. I don't actually know much about it or remember much about it at the time. There's always a feeling, and you'll probably reiterate this, when Martin pulls a goalie, his success rate must be about 95% or something ridiculous. And even with a minute to go, a goal down, calling the game, John Longstaff of Bellingham was on the game with me. You know, he must have thought that cup was in their back pocket, and they were on home ice.
Oh, the fans were singing, weren't they?
Yeah, they thought they had it, and I always knew in my head I would never say it because I would never want to jinx it. But I just always felt there was going to be 1 or 2 chances in that last minute, and as soon as Big Carl headed to the bench, I was like, here we go, and it was straight off of that play. Carl was on the bench, Connor Henderson was on. 6, 7, 8 seconds or whatever it was that they were both on apparently, but yeah,
I was actually going to ask you, and we need to cut to the chase here, because obviously Jono reckons there was 6 skaters on the ice for a few seconds. I mean, your reply to him was absolutely brutal. Aye, there is, because
the goalie was gone.
Callum's off.
The goalie was gone, yeah.
But let's say, was there 7 skaters on
I don't know. I followed the
this?
puck would be the diplomatic answer to that one.
Ah, right, that's the
I followed the
diplomatic
puck
answer.
because the play was down to the corner. I remember it. I've rewatched that a few times.
I can imagine.
As well, but,
I can imagine.
I remember the play. The play was down to the corner. It was out in front. Johnny McBean had a chance at it. He kind of missed the puck completely. Kersey skated off the blue, fires it top shelf. Was Callum completely off the ice when Connor Henderson came on? Probably not, but the puck was at the other end of the ice. It doesn't really matter. It wasn't affecting the game, was it? So
happens so many times in every game, you know.
Absolutely.
I imagine you might have watched it a few times. I think every Sharks fan's watched it a good few times, and quite a few non-Sharks fans have watched it because it made it to ITV, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it made it to the Border News, which is great.
Brilliant.
I was interviewed on the Monday after the game down here. I came down on the Friday night and spoke to them, try to get people along to the games, and then the Friday night, the Monday night, they said, can you come back down and just talk to us a wee bit about it? I was like, yeah, I don't remember much about it.
I kind of feel sorry for Stuart Kerr, because it was his goal, but everybody's now focused on you.
Know.
You're the main man.
Well,
in
that's
this.
it. But if it wasn't for Kersey, it wouldn't be a thing. So
I know,
he's the main man.
I did tweet Jeff Stelling, because it was unbelievable, Jeff, but he never replied.
It was, and of course, Billingham will be his local team as well, with him being a Hartlepool man. So.
Absolutely. But that just shows what fun that you've had on streaming. How much fun are you having this year delivering the streams?
This year's great. I think, and I spoke with Michael at Puck and Mad, and I said to him at the time, I said, it's not disrespectful to the other league, but the games this year have been great, and you know, they're even better to be a part of it. At times there's a kind of almost what's going on here, because it's just that quick, there's that many bodies, you just lose the game for a couple of seconds. But the games are great, they're exciting, the streams are really good. I'm thankful of the kind of support team we've got behind us as well. It's not just me. Obviously Bronwyn's doing the tech side of stuff. James is behind the cameras today, and he's always there helping us out as well. So it's the whole team, but it's really good.
How difficult is it to commentate in such a fast-moving?
I think you get used to it. The first game this season I called, it was, I think, the Leeds pre-season game, where at a few times I was just like, oh, what's going on? what's going on here just now? But you get used to it. It's adapt and overcome, isn't it, really?
I mean, the feedback from fans of all teams has been just outstanding. It's really, really good. And if you've never bought a stream, and if you're not at a Sharks game for whatever reason, you probably need a note for your mum not to avoid it, you know what I mean? But buy a stream with Owen commentating. It's like a tenner, and it's the best tenner you'll spend. Really good streams. And you've got a number of co-commentators. You're going to have like guest co-commentators throughout the season, haven't you?
When I spoke with John, the co-owner, at the start of the year, and he said about what he wanted to do, I said to him, well, why don't we, rather than having, you know, it'd be great for me and you to stand there and call the game every week. I'd love that because I love working with you. But I think it's good to get a different perspective on the game. And yeah, we've had some fantastic guests on so far. The whole of November's, fingers crossed, sorted for guests for the games in November as well.
Oh, you able to tell us who, or is that a double secret?
It's a double secret.
That's nice.
Yeah,
It's coming on the podcast, no telling
we've
us.
got we've got some good names. We've got you're joining me in a few weeks.
Yeah, well, you said there was good names. Come on, give somebody good. Come
start
on.
with the best. I'm looking forward to Saturday night's game against Swindon. We've got Anthony Russell from Banners on the Wall.
All right.
He's coming up on a bit of a road trip for the Saturday game.
Yeah, he's going to the Queen's game beforehand, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I've been speaking to him through the week, and he's going to the Queen's game before, poor man. And he's coming on with me on Saturday night. I've got lined up with Mark Gallagher, former Sharks captain. He was supposed to come on and do a bit with us on B's game.
Really knowledgeable guy, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's knowledgeable. He knows the club inside out. He's former captain. He was supposed to come on in the B's game a couple of weeks ago, but we had issues with weather and all things, and the stream just didn't go to plan that night. So he's kindly agreed to come back on with us. Jamie Kerr, who again is an ex-Shark and is part of the coaching setup in the juniors, he's on in a couple of weeks' time as well. And fingers crossed, I'm getting a former Solway Sharks and Glasgow Clan netminder joining me as well. Mr Gary Russell has offered his services, so depending on his other commitments, obviously away from that, hopefully he's able to join me in the near future as well. So
you can see what I'm saying. There's a load of really good folk on that podcast. You get some real good insights. It's called me, but who's been the best co-commentator so far this season? Because you've had loads of players. You get some injured players as well.
Yeah.
Who's been the best?
Everybody.
No having it.
Everybody. If I want everybody to come back on, I need to say everybody, don't I? But no, I think everybody's been good in their own way.
That's a very diplomatic answer, Owen. Come on.
Of course, politics. I should be in politics, shouldn't I? But no, everybody has been good in their own way. They all offer something a wee bit different. The current crop of players that have came on, we've had Curtis and Mason in the last few weeks. They obviously offer that insight of what it's like now in the changing room. At the start of the season, Richard Bentham jumped on with me. Obviously, 7 trophies in the last 2 years with the Sharks, so he offers that. All in a day's work for that team, but he offers that wee bit of what it's been like playing for the Sharks, and he's been here many a years. We're lucky enough to have Watty on for a bit as well from 4,000 and Counting. He came on and covered a bit of the Sheffield game when he was up doing his own YouTube things, and he offered again a different perspective as an ex-player but not associated to the Sharks. Everybody that's been on has been great in their own way, and just long may it continue that everybody's happy to come on a Saturday or a Sunday night and talk nonsense with me.
I think they're always happy afterwards. I mean, I've spoken to Mason and Curtis afterwards, and they loved it. I mean, they don't get that perspective very often. You do have the best seat in the house these days as well, and they've been loving it as well, haven't they? Yeah, they have been. No, they've been really good. Really appreciate the boys coming up. You know, it's easy when you're injured to feel a wee bit down, and I'd totally get that if they weren't interested. But no, they've been straight up there every period when they've been asked, so fair play to them. And none of them swore on
none of them have swore, exactly. So that's a bonus on that one, yeah.
Good for Ed.
Definitely.
You also do the interviews after the match. Now, that's always a really interesting time. Who's been the best?
Martin's always good.
Martin is brilliant.
Martin's probably the easiest person in the world to interview. And I think it doesn't matter whether it's win or lose. He's standing at the bottom of the stairs. And he walked me up now, and he'll tell it how it is. I get shout out to Ross Murray as well. There was one of the games, I can't remember what game it was, but he came up and he just said, "Look, that performance wasn't good enough. It wasn't on. Sorry to the fans."
Yeah.
And you know, when you're in this moment, I can see how it would be difficult for them. You know, how many times do we watch Match of the Day and Eric Ten Hag refused to come out and do his interview because Man United have just been heavily beaten. But the players are always up. It's always two from our side, one from the away side, and I've not had anybody say no, we're not coming.
They're always really good to watch, and I 100% agree with you. Martin is just, I mean, he's done it so many times, but he knows what to say. You don't really need to ask a question. It's almost like, right, give me your thoughts.
He's got a script almost, hasn't he?
But it's always, you can always learn just something, just a little bit. It's really good to see the insight in him, isn't it? Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, he's always got something you're not expecting from him. So what's next from SharksTV and such like? Because we've got a big screen at the rink now, so we're going to get to see the highlights. We're going to get to hear your voice on that in game night. I don't know. That's not my. All right. That's up to the boss. We'll need to get Mr. Strange back on. Yeah, that's up to Mr. Showbiz himself. He needs to come and break that news. I think the screen looks fantastic, doesn't it? Obviously, seeing it on Saturday night there with the adverts on it, that'll look fantastic with the scoreboard and
yeah, hopefully they can use it for some sort of, you know, even if it was a goal highlight just as the goal's been scored. As a fan, how great would that be to see?
I was kind of thinking, just at the end of each period, here's the goals. I don't know if that's possible. That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know, but yeah, it's another great part of equipment that the club have, you know, came out with, and everything that they've done fantastic since they took over in the summer.
I know. Moving on, I just wanted to ask you a question. And when you're in commentary, you've got to be mindful that you're speaking to probably the majority of away fans that are watching.
Yeah, it probably is.
In this league, so you've got to be well behaved and all the rest of it. Do you miss being a fan and shouting abuse at certain players?
No. Nah, I actually don't. I think there was a few times, probably in the last couple of years, where I've felt games and it's like, there's not much to say here. I'd rather just be down ice side with
I know what you mean.
a nice beer from Andrea's fabulous bar, and watching the game. But I think this season so far, I think I've loved every minute. As strange as that sounds, I suppose, but the games have been great. They've been entertaining. They've been a pleasure to call. It's always good to have everybody on with me. Yeah, so I'm not bored yet.
Well, I just want to say that, you know, as a volunteer to the club, we're extremely lucky to have such a good commentator for our streams. I think the feedback that is out there on all forms of social media is extremely complimentary of the quality of the filming and also the quality of the commentary. So thank you for all you do for your club, and really wish you all the best as time continues.
No, I really appreciate it, and then thank you for, obviously you started all of this here at SharksTV, so you're the man to thank for setting us up and putting us to where we are, really.
Yeah, well, we're just trying to showcase the team that we love, isn't that the case?
That's exactly it. Yeah, absolutely. We've both came along, and to turn the tables on you a wee bit, Andy, that you've done how many interviews?
I've done
so
a load
far
of
this season,
and I kind of agreed that Owen can ask me a couple of questions.
I think it's only fair that we turn the tables on Andy now, and you become interviewee, and I become interviewer. So you asked me this, and this is a question I prepared. But how did ice hockey start for you?
When I was working at the college, I'd moved down from Shetland, and I'd never been to an ice hockey match before. Ice hockey wasn't even on my radar.
So not an ice rink on Shetland?
Not an ice rink in Shetland. No, nothing like that. There's not that much in Shetland. But yeah, came down to work here at the college as the vice principal, and was given 2 free tickets from the sports association that you were working for at the time, and I came along to one game just to see what it was like and trying to integrate myself into the town. And I just, as you say, hooked straight away. Met lovely people who helped me understand the game a little bit more. I knew the basic rules, didn't know that much about it, and I pretty much came back every game since, other than, you know, the usual family things and such like, and loved it. After a few games, a few year or so maybe, they asked me to become a member of the board, the old board as it were. So I came on and had a few ideas, and that's when we started trying to film some of the games, because there was no filming in it. You know, we started with phones and a camera and things like that, and we got some of the stuff out, and I'm really proud to where it is now, that we just started something, and it's folk like yourself that are taking it to the absolute next level on. Yeah,
no, I think that was actually going to be my next point. I think, did you ever see it growing from what you started to where you are now with this fantastic setup, you know, putting out podcasts every week and putting out our live streams and playing at the top league? Is that something from SharksTV you ever seen happening, or?
Do you want me to be 100% honest here? Yeah, because I had huge ambition, but as my old granny would say, never get ambition and ability confused. I may well have the ambition, but never had the ability, and it's only since the new owners have came in and the investment that has been put into the club, we've I had grand visions of big screens and all sorts of stuff, and taking the club to the next level. To give the club so much after it had given me such enjoyment, and we talk about the hockey family all the time, and you know, when things have happened in people's lives and in my life, this hockey club's been here for folk, and I love it. Yeah. Absolutely love it, and I love the people that are here. I can't talk highly enough about the folks that are here. You know, yourself and Martin and JT and Ria. The list is endless. You get to meet some really special people that you'll be friends with forever, won't you? Yeah,
that's it. That's exactly it. And I think you touch on there that hockey family, hockey community, and I think in the last wee while's incidents, I think that highlights it
100%.
More than ever. You know, it's not just your friends down the rink, or you know, it's nationwide.
Yeah.
There's that whole hockey family, hockey community, and it's great to be a part of. And you know, you've made friends with people that you would never meet from length and breadth of the country.
You make friends with exactly what I was going to say. Make friends with other people, and you know, it's not like football where there's the intense rivalries are there. When people come up to Solway from wherever, they've made an effort to get here, and I totally appreciate it. And we are a really friendly, welcoming club. So if you're watching this, wherever you were watching it in the league, if you're a Romford, a Swindon, a Bristol fan, wherever you're watching it, come up to the rink, come up and see us. You'll have a great time, and you'll meet really, really nice folk who are pleased to see you. It's a really friendly rink, and I just urge people to come up and support their hockey team face to face.
100%, yeah. If you can get up to Dumfries for a game, please do come into the rink. There's fantastic facilities. Yeah. There's, as we touched on earlier, Anthony's doing the double header and he's going to the football. So if you're a football fan, the stadium's literally just through the wall from where we are sitting just now. It's a 1 minute walk, if that.
And it's a really child friendly club, and you know, the disabled facilities are superb. So come up, you'll love us. You'll love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Through Sharks TV, obviously we said earlier, I joined Sharks TV with you probably just over a year ago. I think it was around about October last year I joined on. We started doing the radio together. Yep. Since you started Sharks TV, is there any memorable moment? We touched on my Stuart Kerr moment. That you would love to relive again as a Sharks fan and as somebody from, you know, Sharks TV as well?
It's that goal. It's the Stuart Kerr goal. That was just brilliant. Everybody that was there will want to live that again. I wasn't there, and the story was that at that time my wife Jacqueline was having a bit of a health issue, and she was told not to get excited. And we're listening to this on the radio and it was difficult. It was definitely difficult. So I'm telling Jacqueline to go out the room so she can't hear the excitement in your voice. And of course, it wasn't just that goal. We then went on to
that just tied the game up. That tied the game up.
Then there was the overtime, and then there was the penalty shots where, you know,
with the great wall of Hebburn, it was never in doubt, was it? Really,
your hero stood on his head. It was superb. That was great. But you know, every game's great. I mean, I sometimes watch some of the old games. I loved us destroying is the right word, Streatham.
Yeah.
And in Coventry this year, it was a superb performance. And again, you're looking at the wall not letting a goal in that game. The previous weekend in Altrincham, not letting a goal in.
And that game cup final, back-to-back shutouts.
I think did he
one in against Solihull in the
semi-final. You know, and 3 games letting in 1 goal.
Did he not have a shutout the week before?
He did have a shutout the week before. Well. The stats for that
the quarter, sorry.
Yeah, the stats for him were superb. You know, if you didn't concede a goal, you're going to win. It's as simple as.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's
so all that was great, but that's in the past. You can live on these things. I'm really enjoying the hockey in general. You know, that's kind of what we said about the friendly nature of the club. Players come along. I'm enjoying watching Leeds. I mean, I'm maybe not enjoying the result at the end of the day, but, you know, when there's good hockey...
Now, has my note been shared to you? Because you've literally just answered what my next question is.
Owen, we do a similar job. Our minds have got to be like that. Right, what's your question?
It was this season. I suppose you're lucky enough away from the podcast on match nights. You're getting to experience the Shark Tank, the new league, as a fan. How are you finding it? You've pretty much just answered that, though.
There's good things and there's one bad thing. So the good thing is that you're seeing these superb players playing hockey and our heroes doing what they do. It's great. The bad thing is that I sit behind Richard Irvin, who's won the 50-50 three times since the start of the season.
I know.
Now, that man's going to have an accident soon if he keeps doing that. I mean, I've tried sitting in his seat. I've tried going at the same time as him to buy tickets.
Push him out the way as he's buying them.
Nothing seems to work.
Yeah.
So,
stealing his tickets, maybe. It's worth.
I don't.
Got to be the next one.
Joking aside, no, it's great being a fan. It's also great every now and then coming up to join you in commentary. But doing these podcasts, talking to your heroes about hockey, it's great, isn't it? Yeah,
no, it is. I think that's a big thing. You're getting to talk to, guys that are going out there, and I think we touched on it through this week. These guys are going out for our entertainment, and the show that they put on every Saturday, Sunday, whatever night of the week it be that we're down here at the Shark Tank is unbelievable, and it's well worth your ticket money on the door. And
yeah, we know we've had a tragedy recently, but these guys are putting their bodies on the line every week,
100%,
and it's totally appreciated. And I think your job and my job is to make these guys look as good as they are to the rest of the world as they are to us, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, 100%, yeah. And I think we do a good job at it as well.
We're brilliant at it. That you've done with all your questions.
It is, that's me.
Right, get back to answering questions. As I say to everybody at the end, I normally say to the players, you got a message to the fans? I'm not going to ask you to do that. Owen, have you got a message to the players?
The players? Oh, just keep doing what you're doing, guys. You go out there, as we say, for our entertainment on a Saturday or a Sunday night, whatever night it may be. Keep going out and doing what you're doing, because I, like you, love being up in the stands and watching it, and long may the wins keep coming. Absolutely. Well said, Owen. Everyone, thanks so much for taking the time to watch our little podcast, and it's goodbye from me, Owen. It's goodbye from me. Take care, folks. We'll speak to you soon.